I'm reading to you the Curse of Macha. For over 1,000 years, Emain Macha, now called Navan Fort, was the chief stronghold of the Celtic kings of Ulster. It came by its name in a strange way. Even stranger was the curse that came with it. A chieftain named Cruniac lived alone in the mountains, and one morning after a terrible storm, he saw a woman running towards his house. She was very beautiful, but it was her extraordinary speed that astounded him. She moved across the rocky ground faster than any creature he had ever seen. So he invited her into the house, where she made herself at home at once. Then he asked her her name, but on this point she refused to answer. Nevertheless, they fell in love and married, and doubtless Cruniac found terms of endearment to call her by. She proved an excellent wife, and their happiness was complete when she announced that she was pregnant. One day they received a message from Connor, the king of Ulster. He invited them to a feast at the palace, with a fair and royal games in the grounds to follow. Cruniac felt that his wife should stay at home, for the time of their baby's birth being so near. But the king had summoned them both, and so she did accompany him. After a splendid feast, the fair took place. There was music and dancing and much merriment, and the wine flowed freely. Finally, the moment came that everyone had been waiting for, the start of the chariot race. The king's horses were by far the fastest, and won all the races with ease. The crowd applauded loyally, declaring that nothing could beat them. "My wife is faster," said Cruniac rashly, having drunk way too much wine. Angrily, the king called for Cruniac's wife and demanded that she should race against his horses. "Well, not now," she pleaded. "Wait, please, until my child is born." But the king told her Cruniac would be put to death if she refused. So she raced the king's chariot, and she won. "What is your name?" the king asked, astonished. "My name is Macha," she replied. Then, as the sky darkened and thunder rolled, she gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl. "My twins will bring upon the men of Ulster a blessing and a curse," she cried. "The blessing will bring them power. The curse will make them weak when they most need their strength." From that day, the place was called Emain Macha, twins of Macha, and a curse was put on the men of Ulster. So remember that curse, because some of the stories in the future will mention the curse of the Ulster men. Now, she won that race, pregnant, and then gave birth to those twins, and she put a curse on the Ulster men, which were pains of childbirth for 9 generations when they most needed their strength. And when at that time did men most need their strength? In battle.